Hi there, friends. I hope that wherever you are today, that you are staying healthy and happy and safe. Along with Shadow, Deacon Pete, and Mother Sara, our two newest clergy at St. Mary's, will join us today for worship. This week is the 10th week after Pentecost. There are 24 Sundays after Pentecost before we get to the season of Advent. Today we're going to hear the story of the Transfiguration of Jesus. The word transfiguration is a super long fancy word for change. So we're going to hear a story about Jesus changing his appearance, the way he looks. Let's take a moment to prepare our minds and our bodies and our hearts to hear this story. First, by lighting a candle. If you have an adult with you, you can also light a candle. Just make sure you ask them first. The candle and the light from the candle will remind us of Christ's or Jesus's light in the world. And the second way we can prepare ourselves for worship is through prayer.
God in heaven, hear our prayer. Keep us in thy loving care. Be our guide in all we do. Bless all those who love us too. Amen. A reading from the New Testament book of Luke on the Transfiguration. About 8 days after Jesus said these things, he took Peter, James, and John and went up on a mountain to pray. While Jesus was praying, his face was changed, and his clothes became shining white. Then 2 men were talking with Jesus. The men were Moses and Elijah. They appeared in heavenly glory, talking with Jesus about his death, which would happen in Jerusalem. Peter and the others were asleep, but they woke up and saw the glory of Jesus. They saw the 2 men were standing with him. A voice came from the cloud. The voice said, "This is my son. He is the one I have chosen. Obey him." When the voice finished speaking, only Jesus was there. Peter, James, and John said nothing. At that time, they told no one about what they had seen. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Hey folks, Deacon Pete here. Glad to be with you today. And we're going to talk about the Transfiguration. So in the Gospels today, Jesus is up on a mountain. He's got the disciples with him, a couple of them. And all of a sudden a huge cloud comes. And out of the cloud booms a voice and a light shines down. And the disciples get scared, so they put their faces on the ground. And then when they look up, they see Jesus, and he's been transfigured. Now, what does transfigured mean? It's a big fancy word that means changed in appearance, or the figure of a person is changed. And what was changed was that Jesus was in dazzling white, and his face shone with the joy and love of God. And the disciples realized then that Jesus is the Messiah. He is the Son of God. He is related to God. And this was a big change for them. And why do they include this story in the gospel? Why is this in the Bible? Well, the stuff that's in the Bible is for us to learn from and to find ourselves in. So there are times in our own lives when things get transfigured. Like, let's say a Christmas tree. So we get a Christmas tree, we bring it into the house. It's just a regular Christmas tree. And then we take time to adorn it in love. Maybe we put some Christmas carols on, and we're putting the ornaments on. Maybe we put some tinsel, maybe some candy canes. These are all things that I put on my Christmas tree. And suddenly it shines. Maybe put some lights in there. And your Christmas tree shines in a new way. And it's because with love, we've put all of these things on. We love this tree, but we want to make it special and beautiful. And that's one way in which our Christmas tree is transfigured. The figure of it is different because we've adorned it with love. Maybe if you get a really special gift from someone, your face just lights up in a way. Maybe when we see the sunset or the sunrise, or when we're on top of a mountain and you see just the beauty of the world around us, something is so beautiful, and your face just makes this expression all on its own of gratitude and joy and love and happiness and goodness. Those moments of joy and gratitude and happiness and love and and pure goodness, those are moments when God comes into our own bodies. So what we know about the story are two things. One, Jesus really is the Son of God, because the voice comes down from the cloud and says, "This is my Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." And the second thing we know is they included this story in also so that we could know what it's like to be transfigured, and that we can recognize times in our own life when we are transfigured. And that transfiguration, that change from normal to bright, glittering, shining, happy faces, all comes about because of love. And because of that love, God can transform us too. That means that we know that when our faces shine with true love, that God is within us. And that's a little bit about the Transfiguration. If you have more questions, Allison, Gigi, and I have both been up to the mountain where the church remembers in Israel, in the Holy Land, where this actually happened. And so you can ask Allison or Gigi or me what it was like, because it was beautiful. And my own face changed from being on the top of this beautiful mountain and looking out and seeing this glorious countryside and thinking, wow, this might have been exactly where Jesus was when he was transfigured. So think about places in your own life where you might be transfigured. Remember those times and think to yourself, this is a time when God was really present in my whole body. Amen. I miss you. I love you. And I can't wait to see you soon.
Gigi asked me to talk about the things which I enjoy in ministry and the things that I enjoy when working with people. Well, first of all, I love to get to know new people and to help them grow in their understanding of God's love for them. It brings me great joy to see people learn more about God and draw closer to God. I love working with children and teenagers and adults, so it's a lot of fun for me to get to know new people. I love to teach people the Bible. I was a teacher, and I love teaching people the truths about who God is and the stories about Jesus and his great love for all of us. I think it's so important that each of us know more about the life of Jesus by reading the stories about him in the Gospels. So that really helps me to experience God's joy. And I love supporting people in their times of joy and in their times of sadness. I enjoy walking beside people as they go through difficult times so that I can be a support and comfort to them and bring them the comfort and support of God in their difficult times. And I love organizing teams of people to go out and help those in need in practical ways. Jesus tells us to feed the hungry, to visit the sick, to visit those who are in prison. And I enjoy doing those kinds of practical outreaches. It's been a great joy for me to help St. Mary's participate in the food distribution every 2 weeks on a Tuesday afternoon at Santa Maria. It's so rewarding to pack those boxes of food. We packed and fed probably about 250 families 2 weeks ago, and it's wonderful to know that when we minister to those in need, we are ministering to Christ. So those are some of the things I really love to do at St. Mary's. I'm very thankful to be here.
In our lives, Lord, be glorified, be glorified. In our lives, Lord, be glorified today. In our hearts, Lord, be glorified, be glorified. In our hearts, Lord, be glorified today. In our school, Lord, be glorified, be glorified. In our school, Lord, be glorified today. In our homes, Lord, be glorified, be glorified. In our homes, Lord, be glorified today. In our church, Lord, be glorified, be glorified. In our church, Lord, be glorified today.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Friends, I loved worshiping and wondering and exploring the story of Jesus and the Transfiguration with you all today. Continue to enjoy your summer and stay safe wherever you might be. Continue to be Christ's light in the world. See you all next time.